Buhari government planned fresh 12 trillion naira borrowing as Nigeria's debt hit 50 trillion by 2023. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Based on the plan, the government targets a reduction in total public debt by 2025. Concerning this particular borrowing issue, we have talked and talked and talked. Nigerians have talked, and it is even a flop. Will I say flop? It is a thing that is very worrisome. There's some elites, somebody that is a lawyer. Now, not just only that the person is an ordinary lawyer, he's a barrister. Not just a barrister. The person is a senior advocate of Nigeria and is a minister. He came out and said, they knows that they are borrowing. That it is a means of future coming generations. That they are also investing in Nigeria's economy. And I said, what did you say? And I'm saying, what am I hearing? Sincerely, it is a thing of shame and disgrace. Sincerely. That we are putting our future generation in jeopardy. And somebody somewhere is justifying it, saying, it's a way that they are going to invest, contribute. Abi, what did he even say? Sincerely, when I looked at the person that said this thing, this person is not sick. He's breathing from his nose. He's feeding from his mouth. He's not just an average citizen. He's someone who was the former governor of a state, who is not just a lawyer. He was called at the bar. I'm not just a barrister. He is a senior advocate member. This man came out and said this. That is when I say, oh, Nigeria, oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Your future generations. Do you know that those people, they have their own problems? As we are here now, we are facing our own. We want to drag them into our mess. Haba. Fear God. If that is how your parents dragged into the mess, will you still, you go still remain? Now the budget, it is rising up and somebody is clapping. Even somebody too. One special advisor to Lagos State government on drainage matter came out and so I say, other nations too now, they used to borrow money. Have you asked them what did they do to borrow it for? Do they use this for capital project or recurrent project? Capital project should be key. Like if you are borrowing money for real, then real is going to generate fund. Fine. Make sure you do the real and it is generating fund. And even before the time to pay back elapses, you have finished paying the money. If you are saying you are borrowing money that is going to, that it is just like you are sowing it. You are investing it in that particular sector. And that sector will be able to pay by the loans. Nigeria will not prop. But borrowing loans to fund salary. Borrowing loans to fund Nigerians' budget. Borrowing loans to do things that they are recurrent. And what is going on? What is going on? Let's listen to what is it again that they are borrowing for. The news in detail. The Nigerian government hopes to push its public debt stock to 50.22 trillion naira by 2023. With domestic debt at 28.75 trillion naira and external debt at 21.47 trillion naira, according to the projections in the National Development Plan 2021 to 2025. According to Punch, in the projections, President Muhammadu Buhari plans to accumulate about 12 trillion naira debt in 2 years, from 2021 to 2023. The Debt Management Office DMO had revealed that Nigeria's public debt was 38 trillion naira as of the end of the third quarter of 2021, with a debt stock rising by 2.54 trillion naira in 3 months, from July to September 2021. Based on the plan, the government targets a reduction in total public debt by 2025. A tabular illustration in the document that a government targets 39.59 trillion naira debt stock for 2021, 46.63 trillion naira for 2022, 50.22 trillion naira for 2023, 50.553 trillion naira for 2024, and 45.96 trillion naira by 2025. The government also disclosed that it needs money to finance the plan of 348.1 trillion naira and the borrowing framework and the plan of 45% each for both foreign and domestic borrowing. The plan read in part, the plan will require an investment of about 348.1 trillion naira to achieve the plan objectives within the period of 2021 to 2025. It is estimated that the government capital expenditure during the period will be 49.7 trillion naira, 14%, while the balance of 298.3 trillion naira, 86%, will be incurred by the private sector. Of the 14% government contribution, federal government capital expenditure will be 26.6 trillion naira, 9%, while the subnational government capital. The borrowing framework in the plan is 45% each for both foreign and domestic borrowing, while the other financing sources account for 10%. Domestic bonds and concessional external loan financing, amongst others, will account for the borrowing strategies for the plan. Thus, the government will improve on current debt management strategies to ensure sustainability. A professor of economics at the Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ago Iwo, Ogun State, Professor Sharif Dane Teller, said debt level was worrisome and the government should not be considering more borrowing, urging the government to consider other ways of generating revenue. He said, even at the level we are now, it is worrisome, not to talk of planning to borrow more. It is unfortunate that the government is always thinking of borrowing instead of thinking of other ways to generate revenue. They can ensure that the public-private partnership projects are built once operational and yielding capital, though whoever implemented it can generate their money plus interest, and then the project becomes ours and we can generate revenue from those. There are projects that we can scale down until we have enough funds to implement, and there are projects that can generate money on their own. Exactly. If they are borrowing, if they have borrowed for projects that will generate more money, look, Nigerians will not even be. In fact, we'll say, okay, we'll be clapping for them. And we're going to say, I hope as you're borrowing to fund this, there are plans laid down. Nobody will be carrying away that, let us leave let us don't pay it now. We are going to be paying. They'll be, as in, following it up. That is how it's supposed to be. Not borrowing to fund the budget, borrowing to pay salaries. That is preposterous. Or how do they even use to speak the English again? On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning into the lesson. And until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.